I'm Charlaine Jannerfeldt, and you're listening to About That Outdoor Job.
Biking is basically our life now, and it's quite funny. When we were on holiday, it was pouring with rain in Holland because we do family visits there, obviously. And what did we do? We went biking, and the whole family was like, "What? Why are you going biking?"
This is Jess Kroon, mountain biking guide and co-owner of MTB Verbier based in the Swiss Alps. I feel like today I'm sharing a story of passion and love. A passion for the outdoors, nature, the Alps, a love for a man, but also of oneself. What you quickly realize when speaking with Jess is she's very good at tapping into her instincts and following her heart. And it's taken her on this great journey, from the Netherlands to Austria and then Switzerland, where she's made the outdoors her living. So Jess, when did your passion for the outdoors and nature begin?
I'll go way back then, I guess, where it all started. After my parents got divorced, I moved from a small town to a bigger city, which was all a bit confusing, new family situation and new living situation. And then in that period, we started to camp every year, really basic, every year, 2 weeks on a kind of a camp where you work on nature preservation. In the Netherlands, and you would camp on a kind of a reserve in Holland and work on that during the day. And you would be with about a big group of about 60 people, camping very basic, just tents, and we would have outdoor showers, heated by a fire, and 10 toilets with a hole in the ground, basically very basic. And yeah, that was 2 weeks, and we would work on nature preservation in the morning till about 1 o'clock. Then people would come back from work and sit all together at a campfire, eat together, and have fun together, basically. So not super adventurous going to Africa or wherever, but for me that was like, yeah, it was being social with a group of people, getting to know each other, working in the outdoors, is obviously very bonding, cutting trees together and having barbecues, sitting at the fire and getting to know people and talking about what's important in life, basically. And that really, yeah, I think that really formed me to who I am now and my interests.
On a winter family trip to Austria in her late teens, Jess discovered and fell in love with alpine skiing and the Alps. As she was taking a gap year before starting her university studies, her mom encouraged her to return to the ski resort and work at the hotel. It didn't quite work out that way.
So I called the hotel in my poor German, and they said, no, the job's already taken, but you can call the ski school. They always need instructors. So I said, sure, why not? Skiing's great. So I called the ski school. So actually, by accident, I got the instructor job instead of working in the hotel. It was even better. It's like I get to ski. I can't ski, but. And so then, yeah, a few weeks after, I packed my bags and then went there. Actually, I couldn't ski, but I learned really quickly because I was there for a few months and did a course there. So straight away, I went to do the kids instructor course. And then I was basically teaching kids how to ski all season and was growing from there, got more confidence, better at skiing as well, luckily. Yeah, that was also a really good start for me in becoming an adult and growing into what I wanted to be.
Jess kept returning to Austrian Alps during university breaks, teaching there for another 4 seasons. The following winter, she'd planned to share the experience with her brothers, but as all good plans do, the plan changed.
Before the season, I met Eric, my current husband, partner. We're not married, but fiancé. And he was already living here, starting a business here with a friend from Holland. And they were renting out ski chalets in the winter. They were empty in the summer. So they were like, hey, let's, create some new business with Eric's help. And he grew into this mountain biking business, mountain biking holidays. And then he asked, do you want to come to Switzerland? I said, sure. The Alps is the Alps. So, can ski there. So I did half the season with my brothers in Austria. And the other half, halfway the season, I left them to basically move here and never left again.
You followed your heart to Switzerland. Wasn't that a spur of the moment kind of decision?
I definitely think I'm a very sensitive person, so I'm really following my heart, and I'm also a control freak, so I really want to make sure that the choices I make, I think well about. I'm not just going to say, oh, you want to come and do the season? Yeah, sure. I really want to make sure that it's something I really want, but also something that I'm able to do. Yeah, sometimes you just have to follow your instinct, and I guess that's what I did there.
You find yourself in Switzerland as a ski instructor when you first come here. How did you transition to becoming a mountain biking guide?
Actually, it went really gradual because in the beginning I was ski instructing in the winter, and then in the summer I was actually running outdoor education camps and summer camps. And that was only for a few years. And yeah, and then I realized, hey, you know what? Eric has his own business. Why not, join him? And then slowly started to guide, once a week or twice a week, and grew into that. And yeah, it took a few years, of course, to where I'm now, for sure, doing some training and doing my Swiss qualification as well, which was great. And just gaining a lot of experience. But yeah, if you're an outdoor instructor, basically you can teach any sport from climbing to canoeing, skiing, and the guiding part or the leading part is something that has been in me for many years, and I've gained a lot of experience, so it felt quite natural to go into this new role as well of guiding.
So Jess, what's a typical work week for you as a mountain biking guide and organizer of mountain biking holidays?
Sunday, we're there to welcome the new guests, and they come from all over the world, from Holland as well, a lot, but also from outside Europe. And then basically on Monday, we start riding. Yeah, we guide them for 5 days. 1 day is a rest day, which normally means rest day for the guides, because the guests usually want to ride every day, but 1 day they can ride for themselves. And yeah, on Sunday they leave again, and then we have a new group. Yeah, I guide usually 4 days a week, 5 days a week. It really depends on the groups as well. Sometimes we, of course, usually we split up the groups into different levels. We work with small groups, like 4 or 5 people. Sometimes we have bigger groups, and then we will be 2 guides on one group. So yeah, mainly. In the busy times, definitely 5 days a week, but it can happen that I ride 8 or 9 days in a row sometimes. That happens as well.
And though Jess is passionate about mountain biking, what really gets her excited about her job is one of her first loves.
Oh, yeah, the nature, I think, in general. Mm-hmm. To basically show it to other people, the beauty of it. Yeah. Really, and because I live here, but it's still not normal for me. I wake up every morning, I take my phone, and every day I still take lots of pictures. Really, on a good day I take about 100 pictures when I'm with people riding. It's crazy. They're like, come on, Jess. Oh yeah, I'm coming.
Jess finds her job exciting, but she's aware of the challenges she faces to be able to keep doing it as she gets older. Not only does your job require you to lead and keep everyone safe, but you also need to train like an athlete. How do you manage that?
Yeah, working in the outdoors for me is really great, but it's also an impact on your body, of course, as you know. And getting older, of course, you need to stay in shape a bit more than eating well, making sure you eat well, because sometimes, when we have stress, we tend to, just be really quick with food, and yeah, really have to make sure I take care of my body more and more. So eat well, sleep well.
Jess, you raise a really interesting point. How do you age in this role?
Well, I see many people in the mountains where I live, and I see them on their e-bikes, 70 plus years old. I'm like, yes, there's hope. I already have an e-bike, by the way, but I'm just prepared already. So yeah, I'm really hoping. But yeah, it takes more and more energy on our bodies. Like at the end of the season, like this season now, the last months, yeah, we've been kind of like back pain and joint pains everywhere. It's like when you're riding, you're fine all season because you're, it's kind of like oil. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the season, when we're sitting still and behind the computer again, you're kind of noticing what impact it had. And you have to kind of keep moving to keep that level of fitness up.
Mountain biking is still male-dominated. In a survey by the International Mountain Biking Association, 60% of women believe that the perception of mountain biking as hardcore was discouraging women from taking part, let alone guiding. Have you found it challenging to be accepted as a woman mountain biking guide, either by colleagues or guests?
Yeah, more the second, I think, sometimes. It's very funny when I remember something someone said a few years ago, and it's always been in the back of my mind. One of the guys who arrived said, "Oh, you're Jess, great, you're Eric's girlfriend, and are you also gonna ride with us? You also come along with us?" And I said, "No, you're coming with me. I'm your guide." "Oh, okay, great." It's like they just, don't expect it. Like, "Oh, you're cooking or cleaning," It's like, "No, I'm the guide." So, and it's always been in my mind. It's like, oh, I know a lot of people would think that. And it's funny, you have to speak that out, that you're the guide, before they, assume something else. I'm proud to say it then, but you also feel like, why coming along, tagging along or something? I mean, no, it's my business and I'm the guide. And yeah.
Being a woman in this role, do you think you bring something to the job that men don't?
In guiding, I think when I look at me and Eric, we guide together sometimes as well. And we have a different guiding style, first of all, but also I think that women in general are more empathic and are more sensitive for the feelings of others at that moment. The guys will just be like, "Okay, we'll go down here," and they won't have sensors for, oh, someone's maybe not feeling well, or someone hasn't eaten well, or someone's not dressed well, or something like that. And not that they have to do that, apart, of course, from seeing is everyone's feeling healthy and good. They do ask that, but it's more like picking up the signals, especially from women that are the big. I think as a woman, I can more easily see or feel that if there's any hesitation or, yeah.
Jess gets excited now seeing that more and more women join her for her mountain biking holidays.
In the beginning, when we started about 17 years ago, there were maybe 2 or 3 women the whole season. And it's changed a lot to where we now have sometimes even more women than men in the house, which is really great progression, I think, or development. And it's a few years ago I decided, why not just ride with women, put all these women together and ride in the same week. So I started it 2 years ago, and that was small success to start with, and we're growing from there and still trying to have more women coming to the Alps. It is intimidating because you're biking with other bikers and you're like, okay, am I good enough for the group? I don't want them to wait for me. And for women, I think the step is even higher because they know there's usually more men coming on these trips. So for them, the step is even higher. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said, well, why not make that step a little bit lower? And I think that's really working well.
Part of the mission of the series Women in Outdoor Jobs is to share the stories and experiences of women like Jess who successfully made the outdoors their living, so that women who want to achieve that for themselves can benefit from their learnings and advice. This is what Jess would say to you if you're considering mountain biking guiding.
We always say the aanhouderwind. It means like if you push through, then in the end you will always, get there. Mm-hmm. It just sometimes, takes a few bumps, but that's been always our motto. And don't think about what can go wrong or, am I able to do this or not? Just be convinced you can do it. I tell people as well, when they ride a difficult trail, I said it actually to someone I was riding with yesterday, and we had a difficult section, and he says, I'm going to try this. And he takes his bike. I said, no, you're not going to try it. You're going to do it. You're not going to, because if you try it, you're not convinced you're going to make it to the end, right? So if you ride something, make sure that you're convinced, so I'm going to do this, or you don't, or you're not going to do this, okay? But not something in between, because then you're going to fall. So it's the same with things in life. I think you have to be convinced you can do it, and then might get some time to get there, but you'll get there in the end. Well, I think enthusiasm is really important. I still get really enthusiastic, and my partner Eric as well, about everything we do. It's like we have been doing this for 17 years, but it's almost like we enjoy it more each day or something. I don't know. It's not getting less. So you need that passion. I think if you don't have that, you can't just be a guy and say, follow me, go down here. And yeah, you really need that passion.
And I couldn't finish this interview without finding out what Jess's favorite mountain biking trail in Verbier is.
Oh, that's definitely the Vertigo Trail, which goes from La Chaux all the way down. Mm-hmm. Has so many switchbacks all the way to the valley floor, close to my house. And it's got the best views, big drops on the side. That's why it's called Vertigo. Sometimes you don't always see them, which is good. And it's just a very nice trail. I really love it.
And where are you loving riding away from home at the moment?
Oh, at the moment, that would be Lutschenthal, which is a kind of a secret valley. It's a beautiful valley, and especially in autumn, we've been riding there, and I did a race there as well, the first Swiss Enduro Series. And the colors are just, it's like a golden blanket you get around you when you're riding there. It's stunning, yeah.
Thanks to Jess Kroon for taking the time to talk with me. You can find Jess on Instagram at forest1979 and mtbverbier.com. All our resources are listed in our show notes. Thank you for listening. You can find About That Outdoor Job on Instagram, our website, and a number of podcast listening platforms. You can support our new podcast by subscribing and leaving us a review. A review makes our podcast more visible so others can discover it as well. This episode was produced and hosted by me, Charlaine Jannerfeldt.